Hello everyone, I am Dr. Arun Sharma, Associate Professor in the Department of Chemistry at Mahavir Institute of Technology and Science, Jordan. In this video, I will talk about solubility product and common ion effect. First of all, dear students, please focus on your studies and prepare yourself for the upcoming university examinations. As well as, you should also take care of your health. I am sure that at the end of this video, you will be a master on solubility product and common ion effect. In the beginning of this presentation, first I would explain solubility. Solubility is a chemical property which refers to the ability for a given substance that is known as solute to dissolve in a solvent. It is measured in terms of the maximum amount of solute to dissolve in a solvent at equilibrium. The resulting solution is known as saturated solution. Solubility is a very useful property in drug discovery and development because concentration affects so many aspects of pharmacology. Usually, solubility is expressed in terms of gram moles per liter, that is also known as molar solubility, but for the soluble electrolytes, it is expressed in terms of grams per 100 grams of the solvent. For example, when the water is used as a solvent, then the solubility is expressed as grams of solute dissolves in 100 grams of water. Now we come to our topic, that is solubility product. The solubility product of sparingly soluble salts is equal to the product of ionic concentrations in a saturated solution at a given temperature. Substances such as silver chloride, lead sulfate, barium sulfate, etc. are sparingly soluble when put into the water. Only a very little amount of it will go into the water and remain completely ionized. This solution is treated as saturated one. An equilibrium is established between the undissociated salts and the ions in the solution at the equilibrium condition.
Now look at the slide. Ionic compounds easily dissolve in water because the water molecules hydrate the ions. To dissolve an ionic compound, the water molecules must be able to stabilize the ions. That results from breaking the ionic bond. They do this by hydrating the ions. Water is a polar molecule. It has a permanent dipole. The oxygen atom has a partial negative charge and the hydrogen atoms have a partial positive charge. When you place an ionic substance in water, the water molecules attract the positive and negative ions from the crystal. Slightly negative oxygen are attracted to metal ion and the slightly positive hydrogen are attracted to anion, that is X- ion. The particles are then free to move around within the solution. The positive ions have several water molecules around them, all with their oxygen atoms close to the positive ion. The negative ions have several water molecules around them, all with their hydrogen atom close to the negative ion. Since in the aqueous medium, ions are hydrated and also get stabilized. Now come to the next slide. Solubility product constant, that is also expressed by the symbol Ksp. Solubility equilibrium is a type of dynamic equilibrium that exists when a chemical compound in the solid state is in chemical equilibrium with the solution of that compound. Solubility product constant is simplified equilibrium constant Ksp defined for equilibrium between a solids and its respective ions in a solution. Its value indicates the degree to which a compound dissociates in water. The higher the solubility product constant, the more soluble the compound. In saturated solutions, dynamic equilibrium exists between undissolved solids and ionic species. In solutions, solids continue to dissolve and ion pairs continue to form solids. An equilibrium condition, the rate of dissolution process is equal to the rate of precipitation. In our next slide, we will get the expression for solubility product. Suppose a sparingly soluble salt AB dissociates to give cation A and anion B in the aqueous medium at the equilibrium condition. In chemistry, an equilibrium is a state where reactants and products reach a balance. No more solute can be dissolved in the solvent in the set conditions such as temperature, pressure, pH, etc. Such a solution is called saturated solution. If the solubility of ions are expressed by the symbol small s, then in such conditions, solubility product Ksp can be written as the product of ionic concentrations. Since we get the expression Ksp is equal to small s square, and we can also write that small s is equal to under root of Ksp. Now there are three conditions. In the first condition, when the ionic product is lesser than the value of solubility product, in this case we get the unsaturated solution. In the second case, when ionic product value is equal to the solubility product. In this case, we get the saturated solution. In the last case, when the ionic product is greater than the solubility product, in this case, we get the oversaturated solution. Or we can also say it is precipitation, since in order to get precipitation, the ionic product should exceed the solubility product. In chemistry, precipitation occurs when cations and anions in aqueous solution combine to form an insoluble solid that is called a precipitate. The process of calculating the value of the ionic product and comparing it with the magnitude of the solubility product is a straightforward way to determine whether a solution is unsaturated, saturated or supersaturated. In our coming slides, we will get the value of solubility and solubility product constants for various types of electrolytes such as uni-univalent type of electrolytes, uni-bivalent type of electrolytes, uni-trivalent, tri-univalent and bi-trivalent type of electrolytes. First of all, we will calculate the value of solubility and solubility product constant for uni-univalent type of electrolyte. We take here simplest example of silver chloride, that is a uni-univalent type of electrolyte because oxidation number of both silver ion and chloride ion is +1 and -1 respectively. At equilibrium condition, AgCl silver chloride dissociate to give silver ion and chloride ion in the aqueous medium. Now, what will be the value of equilibrium constant? It can be written as the product of ionic concentrations, that means the product of concentrations of silver ion and chloride ion. Now, what about the value of Ksp? The value of Ksp is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 10, that is given here. Can we calculate the solubility small s? Yes, we can calculate easily the solubility because the solubility of each of the ion is small s, and if we put the value in the value of Ksp, we get Ksp is equal to small s square. So small s is equal to under root of Ksp, that is equal to under root of 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 10. So we get the value 1.3 into 10 to the power minus 5 mole per liter. Since we can easily calculate the value of solubility small s and solubility product Ksp if we have one of the value. Let's take an example of silver chromate, that is a uni-bivalent type of electrolyte because the oxidation number of silver ion is 1 and chromate ion is 2. When silver chromate dissociates, it gives 2 silver ions and 1 chromate ion in the aqueous medium. Since the Ksp is the product of ionic concentrations at equilibrium condition, so it can be written as follows, and the value of Ksp is 9 into 10 to the power minus 12. If small s is the solubility of silver chromate, then the solubility of silver ion is 2 into small s, and for chromate ion it is small s. Since the Ksp value will be the 4s cube and it is equal to 9 into 10 to the power minus 12, by calculating we get the value of solubility, that is 1.3 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole per liter. Now come to the next example for biunivalent type of electrolytes. Here we consider magnesium hydroxide as a biunivalent type of electrolyte because oxidation number of magnesium ion is 2 and hydroxyl ion is only 1. Magnesium hydroxide is a solid and when it dissociates, it gives 1 magnesium ion and 2 hydroxyl ion in the aqueous solution. Since the Ksp is the product of ionic concentrations at equilibrium condition, so it can be written as follows, and the value of Ksp is 8.9 into 10 to the power minus 12. If small s is the solubility of magnesium hydroxide, then for the magnesium ion it is small s mole per liter, and for the hydroxyl ion it is 2 into small s mole per liter. Since the Ksp value will be 4s cube, that is equal to 8.9 into 10 to the power minus 12, by calculating we get the value of solubility, that is 1.3 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole per liter. Let's take an example of uni-trivalent type of electrolytes. Here we consider silver phosphate as a unit trivalent type of electrolyte because oxidation number of silver ion is 1, as I have already told, and the oxidation number of phosphate ion is 3. When silver phosphate dissociates, it gives 3 silver ions and 1 phosphate ion in the aqueous medium. Since the KSP is the product of ionic concentrations at equilibrium condition, so it can be written as follows, and the value of KSP is 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 18. If small s is the solubility of silver phosphate, then the value of KSP is 27 into s to the power 4, that is equal to 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 18. By calculating, we get the value of solubility, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 5 mole per liter. Now, come to the next example of chromium hydroxide, that is a triunivalent type of electrolyte because the oxidation state of chromium ion is 3 and hydroxyl ion is only 1, as I have already told. When chromium hydroxide dissociates, it gives 1 chromium ion and 3 hydroxyl ions in the aqueous medium. Since the KSP value is the product of ionic concentrations at equilibrium condition, so it can be written as follows, and the value of KSP is 6.7 into 10 to the power minus 31. If the solubility is smallest mole per liter, then the KSP value is 27S4, that is equal to 6.7 into 10 to the power minus 31. By calculating, we get the value of solubility, that is 1.3 into 10 to the power minus 8 mole per liter. Let's consider calcium phosphate as an example of bitrivalent type of electrolyte because the oxidation state of calcium ion is 2 and the oxidation state of phosphate ion is 3. When calcium phosphate dissociates, it gives 3 calcium ions and 2 phosphate ions. Since the KSP is the product of ionic concentrations at equilibrium condition, so it can be written as follows, and the value of KSP is 1.3 into 10 to the power minus 32. If the solubility is smallest mole per liter, then for the calcium ion it is 3 into small s, and for the phosphate ion it is 2 into small s, and the value of KSP is 108 into s to the power 5, that is equal to 1.3 into 10 to the power minus 32. By calculating, we get the value of solubility, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 7 mole per liter. In this way, we can easily calculate the value of solubility and solubility product constant KSP if we have one of the value for any type of electrolyte. But it seems very awkward to calculate the value of solubility and solubility product constant for a particular type of electrolyte. In order to make the calculations more simple and easier, it is necessary to derive a general expression that would be applicable for all varieties of electrolytes. Suppose we have an sparingly soluble salt AXBY at equilibrium condition, it dissociates to give cation A and anion B in the aqueous solution. Since the KSP is the product of ionic concentrations at equilibrium condition, so it can be written as follows, and the value of KSP is written here, and we can easily calculate the value of solubility by the formula bracket KSP upon x to the power x, that is upon into y to the power y bracket close 1 upon x plus y. Since we can easily calculate the value of solubility if we know one of the value of oxidation states, if we know the value of oxidation states of respective cations and anions. So this is the general expression applicable for the all types of electrolytes. Now there are some important definitions which are as follows. First is for the solubility. Solubility is the quantity of a substance that dissolves to form a saturated solution. Molar solubility is the number of moles of the solute that dissolves to form a liter of the saturated solution. And the KSP, that is solubility product, the equilibrium constant for the equilibrium between an ionic solid and its saturated solution. So these three definitions are very important in this video. Now in this table, some specific values for solubility product constants at 25 degree centigrade temperature is given. So you can easily find the value of solubility product constant KSP by this table, as well as these solutes dissociates to give cations and anions in the aqueous solution, and their respective solubility equilibrium is also represented in this table. In this manner, you can also find the value of solubility by using our previously derived expression that is applicable for all varieties of electrolytes. Simply putting the values of oxidation states of respective cations and anions, one could easily find the values of solubility at 25 degree centigrade temperature. Now it is time to solve some problems related to this topic, that is solubility product. Can we write the expressions for KSP at equilibrium condition for the given electrolytes? Yes, by using the concepts which have been discussed earlier, one can easily write the expressions because we know that the KSP is the product of ionic concentrations at equilibrium condition. For silver chloride, the value of KSP is the product of silver ion and chloride ion concentration. In case of lead iodide, when it dissociates to give one lead ion and two iodide ions, since the value of KSP is given here. For calcium phosphate, it dissociates to give 3 calcium ions and 2 phosphate ions, since the value of KSP is the product of the cube of calcium ion concentration and square of the concentration of phosphate ion. In case of chromium hydroxide, it dissociates to give chromium ion and 3 hydroxyl ions, and its KSP value is the product of chromium ion concentration and cube of hydroxyl ion concentration. In this manner, we can easily write the expressions for KSP at the condition of equilibrium. We can easily solve this numerical which is given here, that is, if a saturated solution of barium sulfate is prepared by dissolving solid barium sulfate in water and barium ion concentration is 1.05 into 10 to the power minus 5 mole per liter. Now, what is the value of KSP for barium sulfate? The answer is given here. Barium sulfate is a sparingly soluble salt, and at equilibrium condition it dissociates to give barium ion and sulfate ion in the aqueous solution, and the value of KSP as per the definition, that is equal to the concentration of the barium ion and sulfate ion. The KSP value is the square of the solubility, and we know the value of solubility for the barium ion, that is also equal to the value of solubility for the sulfate ion, that is 1.05 into 10 to the power minus 5 mole per liter. So as per the definition, the value of KSP is the square of the solubility, that means that is equal to 1.05 into 10 to the power minus 5 square, that we can get the answer KSP is equal to 1.1 into 10 to the power minus 10.
Now we come to our next topic, that is common N effect. Suppose we have two electrolytes AB and AC. Here we assume that AB is a strong electrolyte and AC is a weak electrolyte. Here one can observe that cation A is common in both of these two electrolytes. In presence of a strong electrolyte AB, the dissociation of the weak electrolyte AC is suppressed. Since we can state that the suppression of the dissociation of the weak electrolyte in the presence of strong electrolyte having an ion common with that of the former is known as common N effect. There are so many examples of common N effect for the qualitative analysis of basic radicals. First of all, we will consider the dissociation of the hydrogen sulfide in presence of hydrochloric acid. When hydrogen sulfide dissociates, it gives two hydrogen ions and a sulfide ion at the equilibrium condition. When hydrochloric acid dissociates, it gives one hydrogen ion and a chloride ion. In presence of hydrochloric acid, the dissociation of the H2S is suppressed and the equilibrium is shifted to the left. Due to the large number of hydrogen ions and there will be a less number of sulfide ions, therefore only second group basic radicals are precipitated. In the qualitative analysis of third group basic radicals, ammonium chloride is added before ammonium hydroxide because ammonium chloride is a strong electrolyte and ammonium hydroxide is a weak electrolyte. In both of these two electrolytes, ammonium ion is common. In presence of a strong electrolyte, ammonium chloride, the dissociation of the ammonium hydroxide is suppressed and the equilibrium is shifted to the left. This is due to the common N effect. The Le-Chatelier principle, this behavior is a consequence of the Le-Chatelier principle for chemical equilibrium of ionic association or dissociation. The Le-Chatelier principle is the principle which is used to predict the effect of a change in conditions on a chemical equilibrium.
Consider this following solubility equilibrium. A sparingly soluble salt, silver chloride, gives silver ion and chloride ion. The value of solubility product is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 10 for this equilibrium at 25 degree centigrade temperature. Since the solubility of silver chloride is 1.3 into 10 to the power minus 5 mole per liter at this temperature, as we have already calculated earlier, if we add sodium chloride, that is a strong electrolyte, in the solution of silver chloride, that is a weak electrolyte, this equilibrium shifts left. Here, one can easily observe that in both silver chloride and sodium chloride, the chloride ion is common. Due to increase in chloride ion concentration, silver chloride will be precipitate out due to this common ion effect. Common ion effect on solubility. The presence of common ion decreases the solubility of a slightly soluble ionic compound. As the reaction shifts towards the left to relieve the stress of the excess product, adding a common ion to a dissociation reaction causes the equilibrium to shift left toward the reactants, causing precipitation. Lead chromate is sparingly soluble in water, and this equilibrium is set up between the solid lead chromate and its ion in solution. What happens if you add some sodium chromate, that is a strong electrolyte, as compared to lead chromate, to the saturated solution? Now we are ready to think about the common ion effect and the Le-Chatelier principle. Sodium chromate shares an ion with lead chromate. The chromate ion is common to both of them. This is the origin of the term common ion effect. Look at the original equilibrium expression again. What would happen to that equilibrium if you added extra chromate ions? According to Le-Chatelier principle, the position of equilibrium would shift in order to counter what you have just done. In this case, it would tend to remove the chromate ions by making extra solid lead chromate. Actually, of course, the concentration of lead ions in the solution is so small to start with that only a tiny proportion of the extra ions, chromate ions, can be converted into lead chromate. The lead chromate will become even less soluble, and of course, the concentration of lead ions in the solution will decrease. Something similar happens whenever you have a sparingly soluble substance. It will be less soluble in a solution which contains any ion which it has in common. This is the common ion effect. Finally, we come to the summary of this presentation. The solubility product constant Ksp represents equilibrium between a slightly soluble ionic compound and its ions in a saturated aqueous solution. The common ion effect is responsible for the reduction in solubility of a slightly soluble ionic compound. The solubilities of some slightly soluble compounds depends strongly on pH, because some salts will not dissolve well in pure water but will dissolve in an acid or a base.
Thanks for watching this video. Please take care. Have a nice day. Goodbye.